Hi everyone, I'm Justisa and welcome to Dark History of Sweden. This is the first video of 2024 and I want to talk about something serious and scary. There are two aspects to this case. First, it's about a school attack, and secondly, about racism. Sweden has people from all over the world living here, especially in Malmö where I live. Some would say that Sweden is very respecting and accepting and that everyone is welcome, and to some extent, yes, but there is a lot of racism as well. It is interwoven into our social structure and can be missed. But I have seen it myself. I have not experienced it myself, but I have seen and heard about how others can be treated. It might not be as bad as it is in some countries, but it still exists. That is a fact. And today's case is a perfect example of how bad it can get. I want to show this side to Sweden as well, because it's not perfect. We can be better, especially in respect to recent events. I am not going to make this political, but I think it's important to take a stand in this. We are all humans living here together, doing our best to contribute to life. We should all be equal, but to this day, we still are not. It is 2024 and we still can't respect, accept, and love each other as equals, no matter gender, ethnicity, or even sexuality. With that said, with this case, I want to warn you once again that this is a gruesome and horrific case based in racism. So if you are not comfortable, skip this video. Take care of yourself and each other. 22nd of October 2015, Anton Lundin Pettersson walked into the elementary school Kronan in Trollhättan with the intention of killing as many non-Swedish people as possible. At 9 in the morning, Pettersson got himself ready for the attack, dressed up in a homemade uniform. It was a painted black German helmet from World War II, a long black coat, face mask, and black boots. He painted his face white with black liner and sprinkled glitter in his hair. Before he left a handwritten note where he blamed the immigrants and society. The blood is on your hands. After that, he drove to his brother's house to leave his wallet and last money on his kitchen table. His brother had already left work, so the house was empty. 10:06. Pettersson marched into Kronans elementary school armed with a sword and knife. He walked into the school's cafe, where the 20-year-old teacher's assistant Lavin Eskanda and his student David Issa were sitting. Pettersson marched up to them and immediately attacked Lavin. David was hit with the blunt side of the sword on his arm, but was able to escape. Pettersson walked around the school for 10 minutes looking for other victims. He did spare younger children and girls. His next victim was Ahmed Hassan, who was standing by the staircase. He was stabbed in the stomach. Pettersson continued to search the school and even stopped to take photos with two students who believed it to be a joke, since it was Halloween. 42-year-old teacher Nasir Amso asked Pettersson to remove his mask, but was stabbed in the stomach as well. Wahed Kosa was sitting in a classroom when Pettersson knocked on the door. As soon as he opened, he was attacked, but somehow he was able to close and lock the door again. Around 10:08, the first call to the police came in, letting them know that a masked person, armed with a sword and knife, had gotten into the school and started to attack students and teachers. 10:16, the first police patrol arrived at the school and immediately saw the culprit. They yelled out to him to stop and to drop the sword, but Pettersson raised his swords and marched over to them. In retaliation and a warning, the police shot at him. One of the bullets hit him in the stomach. In total, 5 people were attacked. 2 teachers and 3 students. Lavin died at the school. Ahmed died the same day at the hospital. And Nasir died 6 weeks later at the hospital. Pettersson also died at the school from his gunshot wounds. Pettersson had been active on several different blogs and sites with Nazi and ultra-right opinions and propaganda. When going through his computer history, they found that he had watched and liked many different Nazi type of videos and also listened to speeches by Hitler. There was a book written about this case called Det som aldrig fick ske, skolattentatet i Trollhättan. What was never allowed to happen? The school attack in Trollhättan. In it, we find out that Pettersson was very active in Nazi servers, and through a game site, he had a friend in the Netherlands. A 25-year-old man who Pettersson said was his only true friend. The night before, he had written him a private message. In the message, he told him how much he hated himself, and ended it with a sentence. Those fucking cops better aim straight. I really don't want to survive the rampage. It was obvious that this attack was based in racism. Not only the fact that he was active in these forms of media, but also the fact that he had actively avoided white people, and in his plans it was noted that he blamed immigrants for all of this. School shootings and attacks aren't something that usually happens in Sweden, especially not in this scale, so this was quite an uproar that it had happened. The one before this was in 2001, where one student died. And before that, it was 1979, where a teacher died. That was all I had on the school attack in Trollhättan. If you liked it, leave a like and comment down below. Next time, we'll talk about another murder case, so make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell so you don't miss it. There will also be a hair dyeing video up on Sunday if you are interested in that. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of each other and yourself, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!